Hey everybody, this is a new different kind of video for me, and yes, my hair is really short, but that has nothing to do with this video right now. I am doing this so this maybe won't ever happen to another individual, or at least if you're seeing this, maybe you can keep it from happening to you. 3 days ago, I went to Publix along with Ashley and Debbie. And Debbie was feeling somewhat good that day, and so we all three went to Publix, and well, I'm in Publix a lot, and I didn't think too much about it. I really wasn't paying attention to how they were bagging my groceries, and I was the first one to the car. Ashley and Debbie was on her way out in her little wheelchair, electronic wheelchair, and Ashley was in the checkout line, and I was putting the bags in my car, and I have an IKEA bag in the back, and as I picked up one, I had already put several bags into my car, and I picked up one, and that bag broke. As I picked the bag up and was about to put it into my car, it broke. Well, what happened is it was a bag that had the picture shows what was in the bag. I think it was 6 or 7 cans plus a package of cookies. That's the way the bagger bagged it. I didn't pay any attention. It was not double bagged. It was just a single bag. And when it broke, it proceeded to fall right onto my right foot. I knew as soon as it happened that it was bad because of the amount of pain that instantly went through my foot. But I had to go around and pick up all the rolling cans around the car to get my groceries off the ground. And I did that. And I thought, okay, this is bad. I think I broke my foot. So Debbie was on her way out. I told her that I was going back in to talk to the manager, which I did. I went up to the customer service desk. I asked for the manager. They asked me which one. And I said, I need to speak to the store manager. And then a man came out. He did not introduce himself. He did not give me his name. He just addressed me as, yes, I'm the store manager. What can I help you with? I proceeded to tell him what happened. I did tell him that I was very embarrassed that I was having to come in, but that I wanted to make sure this didn't happen to anybody else. He started to tell me that it had never happened since he's been with Publix since 1997, and that those bags would hold up to 50 pounds. Well, what I should have done at that very point was I should have said, okay, would you be willing for me to put 50 pounds worth of weight in that bag and you hold it up over your foot? Would you be willing to do that? Because I wouldn't trust 50 pounds in one of those plastic bags. But that's what he proceeded to tell me, that is those bags, he knew for a fact would hold 50 pounds. And I said, well, evidently not, because they didn't today, and it should have been double bagged. And I filled out an incident report, and I immediately went and had it x-rayed. Thankfully, it was not broke. Thankfully, it was just a deep bone bruise contusion. That was the medical term. I didn't come up with that. I'm still not quite sure what that means. But I do know that I have not been able to walk on my foot. This is the 3rd day. I was in a wheelchair constantly for the first 2. I am now hopping, trying to keep the foot up, and I'm having to keep it propped up and put ice on it. It is still very much swollen. It is at the top. I'm looking at it now. It is at the top right side of my right foot, and my last 3 toes or it's so swollen that they're squunched together like that. My toes are. It immediately, as soon as it happened, formed about that big. It looked almost like a blood blister that popped up that was about that tall on my foot immediately. I did take my shoe off and show it to him. I have to say the manager didn't seem that concerned. He did walk me back out to my car, and I did show him the IKEA bag, and I showed him the loose items that I had to put in that had fallen from the bag. I also showed him and stupidly gave him the bag that broke, which he was, I didn't take a picture of that, and I should have. Am I going to try to sue Publix over this? No, not if they do the right thing. I'm not. If I'm not going to pay the bill to have my foot x-rayed, they're going to cover that if my insurance doesn't. And personally, I don't think my insurance should cover that. But I'm not going to be out any money for something that shouldn't have happened. It was not my choice. It was not an error I made. It was not my fault at all. And they should train their employees to know to double bag when they have that many cans. And it should have been double bagged. And if I had have looked and noticed that it was not double bagged, I would have asked the bagger to double bag. But if they don't at least cover my expenses of having the x-ray, then I don't know what I'm going to do. But the main reason to do this video is it doesn't matter what store you're at. Make sure that if you're using the store's plastic bags, that they're being bagged right, so this doesn't happen to you. Don't be afraid to ask for it to be double bagged. The best thing you can do is to bring your own bag. That way you know. Don't trust the grocery store. And I know I'm not trying to be hateful, but it's gotten to the point now where it was quite obvious from the store manager that it was an inconvenience that I even came in. He took no responsibility whatsoever for it, and it was quite disappointing. I guess I thought that Publix was higher standards. That's my bad. Now I know. But I want y'all to be careful because most of y'all are my age that watch my channel, and it could have very easily been a broken bone. And I'm right-handed, and I've not been able to do what I needed to do. Debbie's radiation has been this week. Thankfully, I had somebody else that could do that for me. It would have been really bad if I didn't have someone that could do that, though. I've not been able to do anything else. I've not been able to do anything. I'm sitting at a desk right now with my foot propped. My foot is propped up on a pillow. I either use a walker, or I use a wheelchair, or I hop from one to the other. And it's because they're using faulty bags. That bag, if they're claiming that bag will hold 50 pounds, then they need to be able to live up to that. They should never stated that bag can hold 50 pounds, because I don't know about you, but I do have one of their Publix bags, and when I am able to stand on my foot, I am going to take that bag and I am going to put a 50-pound weight in, and we'll all going to see if what that manager told me actually is the truth, if it will hold 50 pounds. Now, I am telling you right now, it will not be held over anybody's body part. It will be held straight out as far as I can go, so it falls straight on the ground. That bag's not going to hold 50 pounds. I know it, and the fact that the store manager is claiming that it will, and he's got to know it won't. which tells me that they're not being told to double bag. And they need to be double bagging something that's got that many cans in it. That's the bottom line. And the main reason for this video is just simply for that reason. Any grocery store, I don't care what grocery store it is, if you're putting something heavy in a bag, and if you're still furnishing bags, then you need to have bags that work. Now you have the option, and I'm talking to all grocery stores here, you have the option to stop carrying bags. A lot of stores don't anymore. Did you know Goodwill doesn't have bags? Or you can buy bags from them. Yeah, they do have bags that you can buy. But at least the bags that you can buy from these stores, just like Aldi's, okay? You can buy a paper bag from Aldi's for, I don't know, it used to be a dime. I don't know what it is now. Or the heavier bags, the bigger bags for 99 cents. But those are reusable. You can reuse them over and over and over again. And you know they're safe. But if you're going to carry bags, you need to make sure, two things. You need to make sure that they're going to actually hold the items that are put in there. Or at least train your employees to know that under certain situations they need to double bag. And these young people, if they're not trained that, they don't know. It's not their fault. If they're not being trained properly. So to Kroger's, to Publix, to, I don't know, what other chains are there? Walmart, to any grocery store. I'm trying to think of some more that still have bags. Make sure they're good enough to hold your product, or make sure that your employees are trained to at least double bag. And if this video can keep one or two people from having what happened to me, then it was worth it. And that's all that this video is about. I know it's not a craft video, y'all. And now we'll get into, I think I might do some watercolor since I'm already sitting here and I've got my foot propped up and I cannot do anything else. I can't even get downstairs. That possibility is not even there yet. I guess, if I needed to get downstairs in case of bad weather or something, they could slide me down on a piece of cardboard. But I hope y'all are having a good day. I hope that you have never experienced this, and that's why I'm doing the video, in hopes that you never have to experience it. Alrighty, y'all have a good day. Thank you for watching. Probably my shortest video ever. Bye-bye.